It's Survivor from Scrappy Mania, and today I want to show you a page, and actually I'm going to create another page, the companion page for this one. But this page was created using some my butterflies and dragon template, and then I want to show you a technique that I use in order to create this embellishment. And it was actually made with white cardstock. I had used my watercolor paints, and I coordinated the colors so that way it will match my papers, and that's how I made that embellishment. And also I'm going to show you how using a foot file, and this foot file you can get it at the 99-cent store, and you will get the same distressing edges as you would with a regular file. So let me go ahead and get started. So I'm going to use this Lori Sherbert Everyday Bright paper, and so let me show you the paper pad, and it's pretty nice. There's a lot of vibrant colors, and it's a very good solid cardstock. It's heavyweight, and it's very good for scrapbooking. It also comes with a paper pad, and this you can use it for your mats, but I did not use these for my mats. I actually took a piece of the 12x12 and cut it into 4x6s picture mats, and that's what I use for this layout. So these are actually 4x6s. Okay, so let me go get started. So the first thing you need to do is get some white cardstock, and you're going to use some watercolor paints, and you can use your kid's watercolor paint. It doesn't have to be a special scrapbooking paint. This is actually, I got this from this palette. I got it from the kids section at Michael's, and that's what I used. So you're going to start with a dark color first, and you're going to go ahead and saturate the bottom of your paper like you see here. And then I usually clean my brush in between colors. Then I'm going to take the next color, which is this one here, and that will be my next layer. Okay, and then you're going to go ahead and start kind of blending both colors in. Now I'm just going to go ahead and take the lighter color, which is this one here, and that will be my next color, and just blend those colors together. Okay. Then I'm going to take a yellow, see here, and I'm just going to make sure I blend that in. And I might want to take a little more of this color here and just blend it in. And then the last color that I'm going to put on the top layer will be a very light yellow. Okay, so once you have that blended, I usually go back with, I'll get a little kind of reddish color, and I'm just going to put it on the edges. And that's it. So then once you get that, you get the colors that you want, you're going to set it aside, and you're going to let it dry. Then, so this is one that I created, and this is the one I've been using for my embellishments. You're going to take your template, and you're going to go ahead and trace out the butterflies. And then once you trace your butterfly, you go ahead and cut those out, and you make your embellishments. So let me show you a page. This is the one we're gonna create, and these are my butterflies that I cut out. Now the next thing I want to do is I want to cut it. I'm gonna go ahead and cut my base page, and so off camera I'm gonna cut the layers, and I'm gonna go ahead and adhere them onto the base page, and I'll be back. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start layering the layers. And the first thing I'm going to do is going to take some black soot, distressing ink, and I'm going to distress the edges of the orange base solid cardstock. Then once I did that, I'm going to take my pattern paper, and I'm using the foot file. And I'm going around the edges and I'm just distressing the papers. And notice that I really like the foot file because it kind of helps really give that distressing look to your pages, and it doesn't kind of wrinkle your pages or your paper. It keeps it flat, and I don't know, I just like it better than using either a regular nail file or any other kind of file or any other distressing tool. So now that I'm done with that, I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing with the mats, but this time I'm using the edge of that file in order to file the mats, because I don't really want to give it a real distress look. I just want a slight distressed look on my mats, and I didn't want to tear the mats apart. I didn't want to be too rough with it. So I'm almost done with all my mats. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of my black soot and I'm going to ink the edges of the mats. And I'm just going to do this for the mats. I'm going to do the same thing, same technique with this strip of paper, and it's from the same paper line. But I'm just doing it less drastic than on the other pattern paper. So now I'm ready to adhere all my pieces down. So I'm going to use some of my Syron adhesive, and I'm adhering everything down on the base. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use a little handheld sewing machine in order to create that stitching edge that you see here. And then you're just going to wind in and out of that line to create that wavy look. And this is a sewing machine that you can get at any Walmart or Kmart, or any Target will have it too. And it's just a handheld sewing machine created by Singer, and it's battery operated. So you basically just insert the paper in between this right here. You insert the paper between the foot of the sewing machine. So the best way I've found to use this sewing machine is by placing it on a flat surface and then using my other hand to control the paper. That's the best result. If you try to sew with it without putting it on a flat surface, you don't have as much control and it doesn't come out quite how you want it to come out. Okay, so I finished the stitching around. I ran out of batteries, so I had to rewind get a new battery and rewind the tape. So you're going to make sure after you stitch it, you're going to use some tape to kind of adhere the tails of your thread underneath the paper. So there I have the beginning of my layout. So the next thing I'm going to do is going to put the pictures, and I'm going to go ahead and start putting on my mats. So okay, so I'm adhering my mats and putting my pictures on my mats, and I'm just placing everything down on my page. Okay, I'm finishing placing all of my embellishments, and now I'm using that machine that I have in my hand is a paper tagger. So it's just similar to one of those price tags that you see on the clothes. It's the same kind of machine. So I'm using that to put on that Enjoy tag. Now I'm just using some foam adhesive for my butterflies, and I'm inking the edges on my butterflies so that way they stand out a little bit from the page below. I decided not to use that small butterfly. So now I'm using a tag, and I place a fabric tag on the top there, plus an arrow, plus a butterfly. And if you notice my page, if you look at it, it's going from the top left-hand side, and it kind of is going on a diagonal. And I have embellishments on the top left-hand side and embellishment on the bottom right-hand side. I'm just finishing up putting my stickers, and I'm almost done with this page. Okay, and I just need to put a little journaling here and here, and this is my page. So I hope you enjoy it, the video. This is my first page, and then this is my second page. Thank you for watching. Bye.